The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners. Welcome back, everybody, to You Bet Your Ass, a Patreon exclusive podcast where we cover the week's biggest bets in the sports betting world. Now, we normally broadcast live from the National Automobile Museum, but we're doing things a little remotely today. Just some nasty weather outside, and decided, don't want to deal with the crazies on the road. So, as we do, we always drop the URL for the Museum because they are such great partners of ours. So if you do want tickets or information, head over to automuseum.org. Now, I'm Kristian Fenix. Along with me is the Bart Star, to my Brent Musburger, the G-Man. G-Man, how you doing today?
Doing good, brother. How are you doing?
Doing all right. It's a little bit of a change of scenery, but you know what? It's Thursday. It's the end of the week. We've got some good football games coming up. And if the weather sticks like this, then it's a perfect time to just sit at home, watch sports all day, and really relax and obviously hopefully win some money at the same time.
Yeah, I've already put my money where my mouth's going to be after we talk about this prediction, and put down 150. Put down 150 on one of the teams in the game tonight.
No kidding. So you already went out, got your cards and everything. Where's the progressive stand at this point?
I think the progressive, I actually haven't called and confirmed. I just assumed after last week's games with the Lions upsetting the Chargers, the Steelers upsetting, that was going to be probably a card that most people wouldn't have. So I think it's going to be probably around 37,
Okay.
Approaching 40,000 every week's a new world record, but we'll find out after our show today.
Yeah, so nobody's won it yet. You still have your chance, and if you do follow the progressives, that's a big chunk of change if things swing in your direction.
It'll be a better Christmas for everybody all of a sudden.
Oh, that would be so much fun. And what we like to do at the beginning of the show is take a look back at the previous week. Now, we are in NFL Week 14, but last week was Week 13. And G-Man, you had a fantastic week. You went 10-4. Your overall win percentage is at 52.06%, which is fantastic. And if you've been following the $2 tally, placing $2 on every single bet this season so far, your net loss at this point would only be $4.20. $4.20. How's that for a number for you?
I seem to like it.
So, give us a quick breakdown of how last week went. Those 4 losses that you had, did you lose by a lot, or were they, just so close that it could have been 11-3, 12-2?
Well, let's see here. Well, one was the loss to the Bengals. The Falcons game, I lost that one by a field goal. The Rams game was pretty much off. And that Chiefs game against your Broncos seems to be off.
Yeah, I expected more from my Broncos, but sadly they just look like, they didn't show up. They weren't there,
Yeah, so my losses were... except for that one within a field goal, they were definitely off. So, we'll take it. 10-4. We're still on our upward climb to respectability for sure.
Exactly. All right, and then we do like to give a few disclaimers here that all of the bets that we give here, it's all for entertainment purposes, all for fun. Don't bet more than you're willing to lose. give yourself a budget. Don't go out, borrow a bunch of money from a loan shark, get your kneecaps busted because you can't pay them back. Go out and spend what you can spend. But if you have to hold some money aside to get Christmas presents or take care of the family, certainly do that before going out and betting.
Yeah, don't be a dummy.
We'll just make that the overall disclaimer. Don't be a dummy. And then the other thing we like to talk about is the in-play. When we give you guys these updates for, the lines and betting, they're researched through the morning of Thursday. And of course, you've got a couple more days before the Sunday games or the Monday games, so things can always change. So, always keep in mind that you do have the option for in-play. That way you can change your bets around. You can make adjustments on the fly within the quarter, the half, 3/4 of the way through. And it just makes things that much easier. But if you just do go in blind with everything that we've given you so far this season, you'd still be winning 52.06%.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. All right. And then, we are a Patreon exclusive podcast, but we like to give you guys a little freebie, a little teaser, a little taste with one that we call our Kickoff Pick each week. That way, if you like what we have to give you, you can always subscribe later on by heading over to patreon.com/YouBetYourAss for as little as $3 a month. That's less than 2 bets in 1 week. You can help support this show. We've got a $5 level. We've got a $10 level. But ultimately, all the support we can get helps put a little food in our bellies and helps us bring this show to you guys each and every week. Now, this week's Kickoff Pick is actually the very last game of the week. It's the Monday night game, one that earlier in the season I really would have been looking forward to, but things have shifted a little bit, so it may not be quite the shootout I was expecting. We're talking the Los Angeles Rams over at the Arizona Cardinals. You've got the Cardinals -3 by the hook. G-Man, how do you see that one playing out?
Yeah, it looks like the odds makers put the game at a classic, fairly even matchup with the home team getting the field goal. Yep. And so I'd say that based on the schedule and the circumstances, the health of the teams, that's probably where the line should be. And the reason that I like the Cardinals in this, a couple of things. First, again, we'll go to the eye test. Watching both teams. I've been saying for weeks that the Rams, stack their wins on being a little bit overvalued based on the opponents that they were playing and their subsequent winning percentage, and compared to a team like the Cardinals, who's a little bit better than that on that, but of course just winning significantly. So I think that the Rams are a little bit overvalued, and on the Cardinals side, the Cardinals defense is a little bit undervalued. We're always talking about Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, justifiably so. But I tell you what, watch this team, and when these injuries happen, boom, they're still winning, except for that, again, injury-filled game against the Panthers, when Cam Newton, of course, announced to everybody that he's back. And,
right.
If it wasn't probably to save face, he'd be back on the bench, based on his recent play, but that's not, we're not talking about Scam Newton.
No.
So the Cardinals, I see, -3 by that hook. And it should be a good game, but I see the Cardinals winning by at least a field goal on a great Monday night game.
Yeah, the Rams had a huge game last week, but they were also playing the Jaguars. I think that's what they needed to sort of get back into the groove of things. But they're going against a really good Cardinal team that, it's a divisional game. So if Arizona wins, they take complete control of the NFC West. And well into the playoff picture, whereas the Rams, they still need to do a few things to get back into at least that wild card spot. So should be a good one. It is a Monday night primetime showdown, and certainly something that I'll be tuning into.
You betcha. It's going to be a great way to end the week.
Exactly. And folks, that's what our kickoff pick was. We give you that freebie. This is a fantastic one to take a look at. And as I mentioned, you know, you can get this show from Patreon at patreon.com/YouBetYourAss. We've got the $3 audio only level. Of course, you get all of the week's bets each week from that. $5 is audio and video. And then the $10 level is audio video. You get 10 bonus bets that G-Man puts out each week. And then you get a Bring 'em or Bench 'em fantasy football breakdown from myself. And sadly, I lost the points lead in my league last week, but still doing quite well. So, you know, it's the way it goes. You look shocked, G-Man.
I can't believe it.
But, you know, it's each season's a new season. You know, in this league, I have won twice. I've been a runner-up twice. And so I generally finish somewhere in the top 3. I'd like to think that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about when it comes to fantasy. So, you know, hopefully for that extra, you know, $10 a month, it helps you guys out.
Yeah, and there's 5 games left.
Yeah, and playoffs.
Exactly.